So what being embered does is it basically logs you in the multiplayer. So not in this area, but in future areas we could get invaded by other players. We could summon other players to help us. And in exchange for putting ourselves at that risk, we get an extra 30% maximum health. Broken straight sword. You know what? It's shittier than the club, but I know the attack pattern. Ah, screw it. I'll stick with the club until I get a real sword. Yeah, come on out. Fight me. Fine, I'll just... The one advantage to beating people with this stick is that it actually breaks their guard pretty effectively, which is cool. Alright. Hey, what you looking at? You're looking at my foot up your ass. Was that in character? Would Elle have done that? Maybe not. Most of these early enemies... Oh, son of a... Most of these early enemies... Whoop, there he goes. Most of these early enemies can be defeated by blocking one attack and then just hitting them a couple times. With this crappy shield that I have here, I still take a little bit of damage for blocking. But not much. It's livable. So, here we have a guy. You can see him standing over there. Just standing there, watching me from a distance. Whenever you see something like that in Dark Souls, run the other way. You'll be happier, trust me. Alright, we just got there an ember, which we can use to restore our kindled status, our extra hit points that I mentioned. And homeward bones, which I found several of, are basically teleport items. It sends you back to the last bonfire, the last checkpoint, without losing your souls and everything. Or you can use it to return to Firelink Shrine, which is this area right here. So we have 5 thrones here. This is what they were talking about in the needlessly flowery opening sequence. And we have some NPCs. Things that don't want to kill us. My God.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one. I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side.
Cool. So that's our mission. Put the butts in the chairs.
Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels.
Okay, so we can level up here, obviously.
Farewell,
We will in
Ashen
just a
One.
second.
May
Oh. I think I kind of cut her off there. Saying something. But whatever, we have other NPCs in this area. Let's talk to all of them. Hello?
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends, with the metal to link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots.
We've gained a gesture from that.
Don't you think?
So basically, this guy is so depressing that he taught us how to collapse in despair. These are our gestures, things that we can do. And this is the one NPC in the world that reacts to them, I believe. It's just a way to, like, sort of communicate with other players, non-verbally. So this is the Shrine Handmaid.
A pleasure to make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away. Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont? No?
Everybody in this game laughs after they say things. Right. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna sell these fading souls and the soul of a deserted corpse. And that gives us some extra souls for ourselves. And I don't really have anything else that I want to sell. Oh, let's sell this broken sword. Because it's crap. And, oh yeah, we got a good shield. We'll equip that in a second. That's it that we have so far. Okay, first order of business is we need to buy some pants. And ooh, she has a miracle which we'll also buy. That's a spell that we will be able to cast. We'll need this talisman in order to cast it. Let's get a proper fucking weapon. And let's get some clothes. And some pants. And that apparently we'll have to do for now.
Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
Ugh. Okay, much better. I didn't really buy this armor so much for the defense, so much as that I don't think Elle would be particularly keen to go on an adventure naked if she could avoid it. Here's our blacksmith.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose. Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability is low, repair becomes a necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. But should chance impel them break, bring them me. I'll hammer them back into shape. They take no pleasure in breaking, I assure ye. So handle them with care, if you would.
Right. So what this guy can do is he can fix our weapons if they break. That will never, ever, ever happen. You can also upgrade your weapons, but we can't really do that yet. 'Cause we don't have
Pretty,
the
be
materials.
careful. I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Funny guy. There's one more guy we can talk to here. See him up there? See, there's these 5 thrones for the 5 guys that we need to find and drag back here because they're not doing their fucking jobs. Except this one guy who's actually a bro and showed up.
All that unkindled, and a seeker of lords. I am Ludleth of Corland. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my charred corpse. This sad cadaver, no need to be coy. Have a closer look. Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast-fading flame must be licked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire. So it is, I became a Lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a colossus. Treat the firekeeper not with discourtesy. She is much like thee, prisoners both, kept to link the fire.
Right, so he's kind of further explaining our purpose. As I said, the fire is growing dim, which means that the world is dying, basically. And we have been called to find these 5 lords who are basically acting as sacrifices to link the fire, to stop it from going out, and keep the world from entering an age of darkness. Such is our purpose. There's the coiled sword that we got from killing that boss. Use here to create a bonfire. Now, actually, I think I might be able to level up.
Ashen One, produce the coiled sword at the bonfire. The mark of ash will guide thee to the land of the lords, to Lothric, where the homes of the lords converge. Very well. Then touch the darkness within thee. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
We can level up once. Great. Alright, well first we're gonna just put a point in strength because we're gonna need that to wield better weapons later on.
Farewell, Ashen One.
And
May the flames guide thee.
we'll basically be coming back here in like 2 seconds with more souls, so it's fine. So, resting at this bonfire, we now have the option to travel and to attune spells. So, we will attune our heal spell, which will allow us to restore a little bit of HP. And we can travel to other areas. We can travel back to the other bonfires. And we can travel to the High Wall of Lothric, which is where everybody's saying these Lords of Cinder that we're tracking down, that's where they've gone. So, let's find some assholes and put them in their chairs. It becomes a lot less dramatic if you start using simpler language. Find 4 dudes, put them in chairs. Then light a fire to save the world. Cool. So, there's that big castle that we saw in the background previously, where we crawled out of the dungeons, basically. And, people trees. Weird. So, as per standard Dark Souls procedure, you find an area and you run through that area until you fight a boss. That is the plot. Let's go this way first. Damage is not very high. We got this guy here with an axe. Oh, he's seen me. Fortunately, he swings pretty slow. Another guy with, what is that, a fucking halberd? Jesus, you're just a bucket of hit points. So there are these other little guys here. But they're not bothering us, so I don't think Elle would stab them. They're just worshipping these gross people trees. They ain't hurting nobody. Be wary of critical foe. Talking about this guy. About to transform into a horrible monster before I fucking murdered him. Like I said, I do know this game, even if I'm not all that good at it. So we found a longbow and a couple arrows, which may come in handy later, so take it. And these guys are just worshipping the people trees again, so they can do their thing, I guess. Where did these guys get all of their weapons? Good question. I crawled out of the grave with a fucking stick. That's my name. And yet these guys have fucking battle axes and halberds and swords. Does not open from this side. Of course it doesn't. Shut up. So that guy was running around with a lantern, which he uses to aggro other enemies and wake them up and have them come and fight me. We ain't having that shit. Fuck you. Oof. So yeah, there's a bit of a dragon here. Don't worry about that. I'm sure it's nothing important. Oh ho ho! Sneaky sneaky! Insufficiently sneaky. Binoculars. We can use these to look at things in the distance and check out scenery, and I'll probably never bother. So yeah, there's a big dead dragon. Don't know what that's all about. But I do know that he is hiding treasure. Gold pine resin. Which is something we can use. Whoops, that one got up. Makes him an enemy. Which is something we can use to apply, I believe, lightning to my weapon temporarily. Something I'll probably never bother with. So this door is blocked. Can't go that way. More fire bombs that I'll never use. And oh, this guy dropped something. We get a little low on health, so we'll have a drink of our Sunny D. Oh, you piece of crap. Quit healing. That's my thing. You're not supposed to do that. I hate being level 2. And this asshole shooting his crossbow. Yeah. I'm not even gonna deal with that. I'm just gonna run up here. Oh. Never mind. So yeah, that happened. And that's going to continue happening. It's alright, it's just a little bit of fire. We can deal with this. Wait for it to die down a little bit. And run. Yeah. That's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Look, a treasure chest. How convenient. What's this? A message? Be wary of mimicry. Yeah, so this game has mimics. On standard Dark Souls tradition. But I know everything about this game. Lol. So, I'm gonna give you LSN's pro tips on how to identify mimics. Step 1. Does it look like a treasure chest? If yes, mimic. Step 2. See this little chain coming out the side of it? On a mimic, the chain is like kind of twisted around like this. On a regular chest, it's just curled in a circle. Number 3, if you stare at a chest long enough, you may notice that it is breathing. There, you see? It's very subtle. I don't know if that'll really pick up. And best way to tell if it's a mimic, reach into your inventory. Don't have the item I need, but I can find one somewhere. In fact, I think there's one right outside. that one. On. Might take a while. Not worth it. What I'm trying to say is that you can get what's called an undead hunter charm, which is something you can chuck at a mimic chest or any chest, and if it's a mimic it will cause it to fall asleep, so you can steal its item without fighting it. Sit down. I don't want any of that guy's business, so I'm just going to let him keep walking. Dragon eats him. This asshole. I could have sworn that somewhere around here there were undead hunter charms that I could use on that mimic. Illusion ahead. Liar. Yeah, that dragon stay there. Don't worry about that. Alright, I'm heading back to the Firelink Shrine real quick, because I have a bunch of souls that I can turn into levels.